Alrighty then, back to the Schultes Strong channel. Okay, we are here again, indoors this time. Today we have a semi-fun topic, kind of, sort of. It is basically the most searched questions that Google has. We even have statistics for you on that. Most Googled fitness questions, basically, is what we're going to go over today.
Yep.
All right, I'll list off the questions, and Sam can give you a little bit of opinion and kind of why he thinks that might happen. Honestly, these questions. Some of them might be a little bit silly. We won't be too negative on those folks who have searched before.
We're going to give you the top 9 most searched fitness questions on Google, and we're going to give you a good 30 seconds answer to all these questions.
Absolutely.
And hopefully that your questions will be answered. And if you have any more questions, put them in the questions and comments down below, and we will try to get to them in a timely manner.
So, first question of the day. How to lose weight fast. This was searched 480,000 times in 2018. This number has only gone up. I don't know what the number is today, but 480,000 times. And this is just in the US alone. So why do you think that's the number one question?
Because people want to lose weight quickly. So what's the answer to the question? How to lose weight fast, or how does one lose weight quickly? The answer, shut your pie hole. So simple. As in, reduce calories via not eating. That is the simplest answer to that question. Can you do it by exercising alone? No. You have to first shut the pie hole 1. Exercise 2.
Maybe sleep number 3?
Sleep number 3. And if you're not getting enough sleep, it is impossible to lose weight. Not impossible, but it's highly unlikely that you'll lose weight.
And you could probably even go the opposite way. Cortisol levels go up. You get more stress. You start binging again. You just honestly do the opposite.
Exactly. Yeah. So let me give you the easy way to lose weight fast. Step 1, get your blood sugar levels stable. So that means ixnay on any processed foods out of the diet. Any simple sugars out of the diet, minus fruit is the only acceptable one in there. Everything else toss aside. Eat regularly and eat with a mix of complex carbohydrates, fats and proteins, whole foods, and get your blood sugar levels stable, then start to reduce your calories, continue to work out, continue to eat. And will you lose weight quickly? No, but you will lose weight. And is it a good idea to lose weight fast? Nope. Unless you're like, say, a fighter, a gymnast, or a horse jockey, something where there's a financial advantage to losing weight quickly.
You'll just feel like shit if you do, to be honest.
Yeah, and you're gonna rebound.
Which means it's going to go right back into the original weight.
Exactly.
If not worse.
So don't try to lose weight quickly. Instead, think of what you're trying to accomplish and give yourself enough time to accomplish that goal. So a realistic weight loss goal, 1 pound a week. Pushing that, 2 pounds a week. But realistic, 1 pound a week. So 4 pounds a month is realistic. Is that fast? Not really, but it's sustainable, and that's the most important thing.
All right, on to question number 2. Question number 2, what is the best way to lose weight? Which kind of we already just answered, but simply put, calories in, calories out, or that pie hole we talked about. Just
shut your pie hole.
Restricting. Fitness is always a big part of it, so you should do that anyways.
And I'll give you a simple tip. If you're trying to lose weight, stop drinking your calories. Stop consuming calories in liquid form. So that means cut out any liquid in your diet that has calories. So cut out milk, cut out fruit juices, cut out soda pops, cut out
beer,
cut out wine. Any liquid that has calories, cut that out if you're trying to lose weight. Now, if you're trying to gain weight, add those things in, which is somewhere down the line. How do I gain weight? Drink your calories. That's how you gain weight. And anyways, that being said, we'll kind of move on and we can come back to this.
We can get more specific later on in another video, of course.
But I'll give you something to try while we're talking about that. Right. And that is, if you want to try losing weight, do nothing but this and see how much weight you actually lose. For 10 days, the only liquid that you consume is water. No other liquid will you consume for hydration or anything else. Throw everything else out, just consume water, and I guarantee you will lose weight.
I like that. So question number 3, how to get a 6-pack?
6-pack abs, yo.
Which kind of just comes down to fat percentage, really, but I'll let you get more, definitive
Yes.
on that.
So a 6-pack is achievable if you have low enough body fat percentages. For a man, that means below 10%. For a woman, that means below like 18%. Depends on her body type. It could be as low as 15%. For some people, depending on genetics, having a 6-pack is not very realistic or sustainable. For some people, it comes more naturally based on genetics. It has to do with fat displacement, whether it's visceral, whether it's subcutaneous. There's a lot of things that contribute to this. As far as building up the midsection so the muscles show, research show that high tension, more weight, lower volume actually builds a slimmer midsection than high volume training. High volume training will build a thick midsection. I have a thick midsection from high volume training. I'm also strong as shit. So it just,
Go hand in hand.
Yeah, they kind of go hand in hand. Okay, moving on.
So we kind of covered this earlier, at least in the opposite. How to gain weight, which is, again, simplistically saying, but again, he'll elaborate, is you want more calories in than calories out. So that's how you gain weight, which is question number 4. Oh, I forgot the statistic on that one is 79,000, around 200 plus searches per year in 2018. But how would you gain weight, Sam?
So if people are wanting to gain lean body mass, that's what, let's classify like how to gain weight as how to add lean body mass. You want to increase your calories and you want to put more caloric increase on the lean protein side. And then you do want to strength train progressively, very important, progressively to gain weight. And as far as the volume is concerned, volume builds muscle. So high volume, if you're trying to add lean body mass, good example of this is German volume training, 10 sets of 10, and you're guaranteed to add muscle mass with that. There's a lot of tricks, tips, strategies for this that we can cover in later videos, but you gotta hit that subscribe button, mash it, rub it,
and like it.
Oh yeah.
Question number 5. This has the same amount, 79,000 searches per year on Google. Best exercises to lose weight. So we talked about best way to generally lose weight, which ended up being the diet portions. And now we're on to the fitness portions. So best exercises to lose weight, Sam.
Okay, so this is one that we're going to take everything else that we've already talked about and we're going to build on it, right? So you're reducing your calories. You've stopped drinking your calories. You're drinking only water. And now you want to figure out what's the best exercises to lose weight. And it's actually weightlifting. So people think cardio, but why is cardio not the answer? Do you want to cover that?
I'm gonna think you're more knowledgeable, but what I think I understand is when you put on more muscle, your body is constantly burning fat, is my understanding. And on top of that, your metabolism stays firing for a longer period of time than cardio does. Is that also true?
Correct. So the idea behind weight training versus cardio for caloric consumption is that weight training breaks down muscle tissue. The repair process to rebuild muscle tissue is energetically expensive, meaning it requires calories to do. When you're performing cardio, and let's classify cardio, aerobic exercise, so you're just working out aerobically. During that time, you're burning calories, but when you stop, there is not this latent boost to your metabolism because you're not necessarily in a repair cycle. Now, if you do anaerobic cardiovascular exercise, sprints, for example, right? You are tapping into the muscles in a deeper level. You're stimulating more muscle fibers. Perhaps you're breaking down muscle fibers. Therefore, your body will go through a repair process that's more metabolically expensive, meaning it will require more calories. Also, depleting muscle glycogen is a caloric expenditure that happens more during anaerobic exercise than aerobic exercise. And again, it's going to require calories to replenish those stores.
Okay, question number 6. How to build muscle. This has 52,800 searches in Google back in 2018. Obviously, a lot more now. So we're moving on to that volume training we were talking about, and kind of getting off that cardio. But if you'd like to elaborate, I appreciate it as always.
Strength training. That's the answer to how to build muscle, strength training. What's really interesting is any exercise will build muscle to some extent. It's just a byproduct. Building muscle is a byproduct of exercising, period. Now, if you're looking for how to build muscle more efficiently, strength train progressively, meaning as you get stronger, add additional loads, keep working to get stronger, and you're going to build muscle at the end of the day. Also, you have to support it with the proper diet. You can't expect to build muscle in a caloric deficit if that caloric deficit is too low. It's just not going to happen. So you can lose weight and still build muscle if you're just below your metabolic requirement for calories and you're stimulating that muscle mass. You will start to build muscle, and that will be part of your weight loss program. However, if you're trying to add muscle, it helps to be at your BMI for calories, basal metabolic requirement for calories. But you want to have over that in nutrients and nutrition. And we'll talk about this in another video. But it's the idea of smart supplementation to build muscle while maintaining calories. An example of this is creatine. Creatine is a great muscle builder. There's about 1 gram of creatine per pound of red meat. So does it make sense to eat 10 pounds of red meat to get 10 grams of creatine?
No.
Hell no. Hell no. It's much easier just to go out, buy the creatine, take the creatine, and now you're not consuming 10 pounds of red meat, and you get the muscle building benefits of the creatine. Great example. And moving on.
Okay, number 7. Best foods for weight loss. This has 34,800 searches back in 2018. Again, only United States. So we've kind of gone back and forth. It's interesting, these questions so far. It's from weight loss, weight gain, all the way back down. So now we're back on to the weight loss portion, or getting slim. So what are the best foods for weight loss?
Raw foods.
Raw foods.
Natural foods. So there's this idea, and this is how I eat, of count the number of steps the food took from being a plant or being an animal to getting onto your plate. The least amount of steps possible is the healthiest food.
And least processed.
For example, go to your farmer's market once a week. Go to your farmer's market twice a week if you're, so inclined. And realize that you're engaging in an action that supports a healthy community, in the sense that you're buying directly from the farmer. So no middleman. You get to know that farmer. You get to form a relationship with that farmer. You get to smell the food. You get to ask about the growing conditions. And then you take those, say we're just talking about vegetables here. You get to take those vegetables home and you cook them in their most natural state. So it went from the ground that the farmer pulled from the farmer stand at farmer's market to then your kitchen, and then your kitchen into your body. So those are the best foods for health. And when you're eating healthy, you're going to have a healthy weight. So is it smart to really eat foods for weight loss? No. It's ridiculous. So is there certain foods that you can eat to lose weight? Yes. And we can talk about this in tips and tricks later. For example, grapefruit, coffee, hard-boiled eggs. There's been multiple studies that show that this combination in the morning will help with weight loss. So some tips and tricks there. Filling up with fiber prior to a meal, like there's the apple study, It's also, paid for by apple growers, of course. They had people eat an apple before each meal. The apple provides fiber, provides a certain level of satiation, takes up a certain amount of room in their gut, but it doesn't have a lot of calories. Therefore, they're going to eat less at the meal, and bada bing, weight loss.
Okay, question number 8. How much protein do I need? This is 22,800 searches on Google, of course, 2018, blah, blah. This one is kind of tricky because it's tailored to each person, depending on body weight, so and how much you're working out.
And depending on metabolic needs is really, really important. The World Health Organization says 1 gram per kilogram of body weight, and that's pretty much a standard. And it goes for either vegetarian or meat sourced. However, if you choose a vegetarian source, you're voting for a sustainable planet. If you choose an animal source and you don't know where the animal source is coming from, then you may be an environmental terrorist. So how do you bypass that, right? If you're going to eat meat, know your farmer. Know that meat comes from a regenerative farm, a permaculture farm, something that was raised sustainably, where the raising of that animal contributed to the building of the topsoil. Okay, and this is something I feel very passionate about, and the source of the protein is more important than the amount of the protein. And keep that in mind whenever you're making your protein choices. Also, it's good to cycle your protein. And again, we'll talk about that in another video.
I don't know what that means, but he'll talk about it in another video.
Yeah, protein cycling. It's a thing.
Cool beans. Also a great source of protein. So last but not least, well, actually pretty much the least, honestly, in my opinion. But how do you get bigger arms?
Big guns. Look at my right arm. It's so sad right now.
Shoulder surgery.
I had bicep tenodesis and shoulder surgery, so this arm is not as juicy as this arm. But this arm, I actually haven't been training that much.
But anyways, it says the same amount actually searches as how much protein do I need. So 22,800. Yeah, awesome. But Sam, how do you get those voluptuous arms?
Work them. That's how you get bigger arms. Work them. You want to make a muscle bigger? Work it.
Volume for voluptuousness.
Exactly. Don't you mean voluptuousness?
Oh, either one is beautiful.
Exactly. So the answer to that question is work it. There are thousands of different arm exercises you can do. The question I have to ask people that are Googling, how do I get bigger arms? What's your cardio like? What's your flexibility like? What's your self-esteem like? Why do you really want bigger arms?
Because they're beautiful.
Is there a reason to have bigger arms? I don't know. I'll tell you about my personal quest, and this is something that, again, we'll talk about in more detail in later videos, but when I was a youngster, I wanted big arms. And I got my arms to the point where if you looked at my body from the side view, my arms looked bigger than my legs. I actually had, biceps that were bigger than the bulge of my calf.
Ugh.
And it just looked weird. So please don't look weird.
At least have bigger legs and bigger arms, people. Yeah. Oh, leaving on that note, again, like, subscribe, and if you have more questions than these 9 we listed out on the most Googled searches, we will talk about them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, Shilta Strong over now. Thank you for listening. And here, as always, love you all.
Yes. Have fun. Love yourselves.